All right, everybody. Well, first off, thank you for joining this month's webinar for the Social Agent. We've got quite a few topics to go over today. I'm going to try to keep this at around 40 minutes to an hour. I do really hope that you guys will participate because we normally have a large amount of people on these webinars. Today, we're not going to have many. I knew that from the amount of people that asked if the recording was going to be available for playback. This week, I honestly don't know why I scheduled one for this week because of that, but um, you know what? It is what it is. People will just have to watch the playback. Um, One disclaimer I always put on here is if curse words bother you, you're probably on the wrong webinar. I speak freely, I speak my mind, and I say what I want. But I will teach you some shit. See, there we go again. No, but we'll definitely go over some stuff that you guys are going to find valuable, I think, and please ask questions along the way. If you have them, throw them out there. I'm monitoring the chat as best I can. Please do not put them in the Q&A section. I do not check that part of the webinar. Put them in the main chat box, please. So what we're going to go over today are a few things. How to turn follow-ups into conversions, how to create ads that actually work and generate leads that close. I don't normally talk about that because that's a very in-depth and different conversation. But we'll touch on the basics of it. Mastering ad targeting and retargeting so that you can reach the best potential audience. We'll talk about a lot of different pieces of follow-up, what the dynamic ads are, and I'll explain the AI plugin and what that is, since a lot of people have had a lot of questions about that. So I'll go ahead and start off with ad creation, right? That's a big part of what I do for the Social Agent. Creating the ads, creating ads that garner attention, that get people to submit their information. But not only that, but to avoid as many tire kickers as we possibly can, right? A lot of companies out there, their goal is to get you in the door, get you paying a monthly fee. They'll make you a lead count guarantee. Which honestly, I don't even see how anybody could do that, without lying to you. But their goal is to get them to you as cheaply as possible, and that's by any means necessary. And what ends up happening is you end up with a bunch of leads that are tire kickers, and you end up working through 100 leads, and you're lucky if you close one deal, right? By the time you've spent all that time and effort and money getting to that point, congratulations, you made minimum wage on that one deal, right? And it's just not good. Over the years, my goal has been to increase lead quality, increase close rate, and it doesn't matter at that point if you're paying 40 or 50 bucks a lead. If you're closing, 5 to 15 of them out of every 100, even at $50 a lead, your ROI is extremely high. Now, let me touch on this. My cost per lead isn't anywhere near $50 per lead. I'm just using that as an example. Typically, we see anywhere from as low as $5 up to 15 for buyers, and as low as $10 up to 20 or 30 for sellers. Seller leads are going to be more expensive. Why? Because the market for sellers is a lot smaller. There's probably 100 buyers for every one seller that's out there. So that's just normal supply and demand, right? But when you're creating ads, right? Whether it's a buyer ad, whether it's a seller ad, people go, well, what makes your ads different? Well, there's a few things. You can't just throw up a photo of a house and say, I'm such and such agent, buy or sell with me today. And they're not just going to come jumping in and being like, here, take my money, sign my contract, let's get it going. It's just not how it works, right? The goal is to create ads that, one, catch your attention, because I could have the best targeting in the world. I could target people all day long and all of them are ready to sign contracts today. But if I can't get them to look at my ad or pay attention, then who I'm targeting doesn't matter, right? If they're not paying attention, in a sea full of information out there, when you're scrolling through Facebook, you're looking at friends' posts, families' posts, pictures, videos, reels, other companies advertising, etc. What sets you apart is going to be the look of your ad and whether or not it gains attention. So everything I do when I create ads for myself is going to be loud, very vibrant, very professional looking. And then, once we have their eyes on the ad, then it comes down to, um, the verbiage. Lots of call to actions need to be in there. I will typically start it off with identifying a problem for someone. Like if it's someone looking for first time home buyer information, attention home buyers, I want them to know that this is for them. Don't waste your time talking to 15 different lenders trying to figure out what your first time home buyer options are. That's a problem, right? That's something they've likely already done, right? I've compiled all of that first time home buyer information for you through one of my trusted lenders in the state of XYZ, right? There's the solution. Submit your information below and I'll send you that information immediately. That's your call to action. Can you afford to miss this opportunity? Something like that. That's your statement of your sense of urgency. All of these things that you're putting in there. I'm not saying structure every ad verbiage that way or caption that way, but those are the things that work really, really well, right? These are the things that you have to have lined out inside of those ads that are going to make them work. So everything is important: graphic, verbiage, targeting, retargeting. All of these things play an integral role in ads and whether or not they work or not. And that's why a lot of people who try this on their own and go, "Oh, I can do this on my own," think, they're going to get by and close a bunch of deals when in reality they're throwing together ads that are subpar. And at the end of the day, the money and the time that you're wasting on this becomes far greater than what it would if you would just pay a service like mine or someone else, if it's not me, to do it for you, as long as you know that they can do it properly. Okay. Targeting, especially, because again, I could have the best photo, I could have the best verbiage, I could have the best call to actions. But if I'm targeting a bunch of people who aren't looking to buy property, that doesn't matter. Right. Also, I'm looking at myself talking and this thing on my screen from Zoom. And in case you're wondering, the reason why I wear my sunglasses on these is because I have a big ass light behind me that's illuminating this way and it bothers the hell out of my eyes. So I got to pick one: wear the sunglasses so that you can see me, or don't wear them and be blind and look like this the whole time while I'm on the call. Um, I choose the former. Um, who has questions right now? I know a lot of you, when especially ones who haven't signed up for my training yet or haven't worked with me, have a lot of questions. This is your chance to ask me those questions without me saying, "Hey, you got to sign up for training if you want to get on the phone with me," because I really am back to back 13 hours a day. I mean, it's really hard for me to find time to even do these with the training schedule that I have right now. Let's see. Let's see here. Miranda Baldridge. What do you recommend the ad spend per week? I mean, Miranda, that is a loaded question because it really depends. If you're a solo agent generating leads for yourself, 200 to 400 bucks a month be plenty. So 60 bucks a week, roughly, 100 bucks a week. I've always operated by a rule of thumb. For every agent that I'm generating leads for, I want to do between 50 and 100 bucks a week. So 2 to 400. I mean, a month, 2 to 400 bucks a month per agent that you're generating leads for, including yourself. Let's see. Lynn Thomas asks, "Do you offer custom ads? Also, if I have my own brand, do you recommend using these, or would you have to make something different?" All right, so that's a two-part question, and I'm glad you asked it. Yes, I do custom ads in option 4. If you want the information on my training and haven't received it, you can message me on Facebook and I'll send that. One of those packages offers, obviously the ads that I build for you, but it offers the ability for us to build custom ads for you as well. As far as branding goes, no, I do not use your branding on the ads. I create my ads a certain way with graphic overlays and captions. But and Lynn, this is not directed at you, so please do not take this the wrong way. It's not directed at anyone. But there are a lot of agents out there that go, "I want my face on everything. I want my name on everything. I want my brand on everything." And the reality is, the people out there on Facebook or anywhere looking at your information or looking for information on buying or selling property, they don't care about our personal brand. They don't care about seeing our face all over photos and all over signs. They don't care. They just want the information we're offering. And honestly, when we've tested these things and we put branding on these ads, we see about a 75% reduction in lead count and a huge increase in lead cost because it deters people versus brings them in. So any agent that tells me like, and I'm not saying again, Lynn, I'm not saying you'll do this. I'm just saying that any agent, because I have had that happen, that tells me, well, hey, I want my branding on everything, or I'm not going to work with you, and I say, okay, well, good luck. I would look for someone else because I know that doing that is going to bring in subpar results, and you know what's going to happen? They're going to come back to me and go, your system's not working. And I'm going to go, yeah, because you made me put your branding all over it, which is what I told you we shouldn't do. So I just stopped doing it altogether. I don't do it at all. Um, let's see. Kim Simpson. I'm going to do a few more questions and then we'll move on to the next topic. Kim Simpson. I'm a niche second home market. It seems to be. Well, I mean, it just depends. Like snowbird ads. You're usually targeting a different area. Um, I work in second time or snowbird markets all the time, and they typically do pretty well. How often do you recommend a refresher? So Diana, as long as the ads are valid on Facebook, you really don't need a refresher because the audience is always moving, right? It's always changing, right? Some people are going to start meeting the criteria every day. Some people are going to stop meeting the criteria every day. So it's always going to be an ever-changing thing. So you really don't need to update per se. Um, but when Facebook makes major changes that slow the ad results down or lead cost is increasing, then we can duplicate the ads and refresh them at that point. Lynn Thomas again. Do these ads connect to our? No, I do not recommend connecting your clients or the users directly to a website. Why? Because we all want them dependent on us for everything. If we send them the information they're asking for immediately, then they have no reason to answer the phone for us at that point. If we give them a reason not to answer the phone for us at that point, then we don't get a chance to build a rapport with these people. Ari Lopez. How do you tailor your campaigns to different real estate niches, such as luxury listing, first-time homebuyers, absentee owners? All of our ads are built custom per client, so it depends on what market they're in, and that dictates which way we're going to go with creating the ads. If you're in a luxury market, then obviously the way we build our the photos that we use are different. If you're in a second time market, the photos are going to be different. If they're first time home buyers, they're going to be different. But we have different ad types for different packages that we offer. Some of them offer buyer only, some of them offer seller only, some of them offer a mix. A couple, one of our packages offers, more of a luxury uh, type deal. All of our packages include ads for first time home buyers, and only option 4 comes with everything, which is also includes like, we buy houses cash, we buy ugly houses, we, wholesale, things like that. Let's see. McKenna, I'm hoping I'm saying your name right. Winters. Where does the lead contact info go? Inbox, email. So it depends on the CRM that you have. Every CRM is different. Some will deliver a lead by text. Some will deliver a text by text and email as far as the alerts goes. But if you have a CRM, all lead contact info will go under the contact section of your CRM. All right. So I'll take this one last question from Lynn, and then we're going to move on to the ad types. Is your training pretty easy to follow? I see tons of successful reviews in your group. Is there anything I should avoid? Lynn, I mean, my opinion and my response to you here is biased, obviously, because it's in my best interest to tell you nothing but good things about myself. But over the years, my goal has been to make the training easy, to make the training plug and play. I offer you guys the ability to have me build your ads in every package so that you have a start. A lot of agents choose to just work with those ads only and never want to learn how to do this on their own, and that's okay. But you all have the training videos and all of the training material that I give you and the ability to learn how to do this all on your own if you want to. And that's okay as well. You can do that as well. That's the goal. Or you can, again, just have me build ads for you whenever you want them and run them and do well there. I tell people all the time, could I fix my truck if I signed up? I mean, if I wanted to fix my truck, of course I probably could, but I won't. I'm going to send it to a diesel mechanic to fix it for me. Because I don't want to. I don't want to deal with that kind of stuff. I want to focus on what I do best, which is this, right? And hence you're a realtor, you probably want to focus on that and not ads. Totally okay. Let's see. Ashley McGee asked, I signed up for SAU Plus lifetime. Does that apply here? Social Agent University was put in place when I was out of the office. Lifetime refers to support. So it's lifetime support, lifetime small fixes, things like that. Facebook has since changed their platform. A lot of that material is gone, hence the lifetime support goes away because it's no longer offered. Lifetime typically applies to a business while the business is in business, which we are, of course, or until that product reaches end of life, which it has in this case for Facebook, and now it's moved on to the dynamic ads. That said, my previous clients that have trained with me in any capacity, whether it be with SAU or any previous product, they are offered a discounted option to upgrade as past clients. So it's a cheaper cost than if you were to come in new and sign up as a new client. All right, guys. So let's move on. I'm not going to take any more questions on that piece of it. We'll move on to dynamic ads and the information on those. So ads in one ad campaign. So let's say I'm building an ad about listings, right? Inside of each ad, I can put 5 different photos, 5 different sets of verbiage, and I can have Facebook system simultaneously push those out, but with only turning on one ad, right? It's 5 ads in one. So if you sign up, for example, for my 20 ad package, which is the monster package, each one of those ad sets has 5 variations. So essentially it's 100 ads inside of the, and 100 variations inside of the 20 ads, if that makes sense. So your users are seeing 5 different variations, makes you look a lot more professional, makes you look like you have a lot more to offer them, but it also starts to hone in on certain users where one variation may work for this user and another variation may work for that, lowers the lead cost, increases the lead quality as a whole. Let's see. I lost my train here. My deal here. So that's what they are. Why do we use certain photos and verbiage? I think I explained that earlier on the ad types because, why do things change? Why are things not cookie cutter here? Because things that work in Dallas, Texas, are not going to work in New York City, right? Dallas, Texas is very 9 to 5, very professional, very serious. Whereas Austin, Texas, or LA, right, in California are very artsy, very lot big music scenes, right? The ad types and the designs are going to be different because we have a different demographic as far as the type of personality that are in each one of these places. So they're going to work better across the board in that regard. Kim, I see the hand raise thing keep going up, but you're going to have to type the questions inside of the chat box if you want me to answer something for you. Let's see here. All right. So, the biggest thing is that people ask, and this kind of doubles over into, the follow-up. So I'll kind of combine the two, right? Let's see, what's the number one thing that people kind of ask me here is, well, the number one thing, and this always boils down to, oh, no worries, Kim, I appreciate it. This always boils down to my clients not going through the training material, and believe it or not, I would say like 95+% don't. On every call when I'm on with a client, I say it multiple times throughout the call. The training email that I'm sending you, think of that as like your training social agent Bible. Go through every single link, every single video with a fine tooth comb. That's going to give you the best possibility and the best chances of being able to convert leads properly. The number one question I get, or the number one thing I get as I hear is, well, the leads are claiming they didn't submit the info. How do I overcome that objection? Whenever a client tells me that, I know immediately that they watched absolutely 0 of the videos that were in the training that I sent them, because on every single video, every single webinar I've ever done and created, it covers that issue right there. That's the number one thing. And here's why. Okay. Ari, for example. Okay, if I called Ari and Ari submitted her information, she submitted it on Facebook while she was going through, or he, sorry, could be either or, while they were going through, and so, Facebook scrolling, looking at pictures of their friends and family. They saw this thing pop up. Oh, I'm looking for a house, submit. But it takes me 10, 15, 20 minutes to call or longer, right? Here's what's happened in that little bit of time. For us, it's a little bit of time. For them, it's a lifetime. Because I guarantee you, Ari's probably watched a video, watched another video, watched a couple reels, commented on a few things. 20 minutes passes by. That's an eternity for them, right? They've forgotten all about that. And you know what happens when people call? Most of you do this, right? We all do. We call and go, hey, Ari, this is William Hegman. I'm calling from All City Real Estate. How are you doing today? Well, now Ari thinks I'm a telemarketer, has absolutely no idea why I'm calling. I didn't sign up for that. Bye. Click, F off, right? Versus if I call and go, hey, Ari, this is William Hegman. You submitted your information about selling your home. How can I help you? I've immediately put the ball back in their court by using that one opening line versus that generic opening line about who I am as if they care. Um, the response rate, the positive response rate has gone up 83% across the board. That means 83% of those people who have told you to fuck off pretty much are now speaking to you. Why? Because you've reminded them you've told them who you are and you've reminded them of why you're calling. It's because they asked you to. They submitted their information. When you call and open up a call like a telemarketer, you're not telling them what you're calling for. You're just telling them who you are. And you sound just like every spam call that comes in on any given day. You need to let these people know clear and concise. Here's why I'm calling, because you asked me to. What's up? You just did it in a very nice way, very straightforward way, but you let them know. By doing that, we're seeing a huge increase. Same thing with text. Don't send a big, long, 4-paragraph text that looks like spam. To you, it may look cool, but to them, it looks like spam or scam email. Um, but yeah, I mean, McKenna Winter said, I'd say it just like you said, just like you just said. I mean, the reality is the difference is, again, people think you're a spam call versus somebody they asked to send them information, right? Works. You'd be surprised how well it works. Just do it. Again, same thing with text. Don't send, 4 paragraphs. You know what I do when I'm following up on old text or even new ones? I go, hey, is this McKenna? And you know what happens? A large percent of them, almost all of them, will respond because curiosity kills the cat. Yeah, who's this? Hey, this is William Hegman. You submitted your information on my ad about selling your home. I'm trying to get that information over to you. Is this the best email? Probably is, but you're verifying information and you're talking to them. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Hey, I got a couple quick questions. I'm going to call you real fast. Always try to get these people on the phone. I cannot tell you how much it drives me absolutely batshit crazy when agents go, I follow up by text. I don't call. That's stupid. Why? Because you have to build a rapport with people in order for them to feel some sort of loyalty to you, right? Most people are going to work with the last agent that they had a contact with, or they had significant dialogue with. There is no significant dialogue to be had through text until they speak with you and put a voice to a name and even a face to a name at some point, meet for coffee, whatever. To them, you're just another name and text on the screen. You're not a real person yet, right? It's the same logic that casinos use when they give you chips instead of money. Why? Because when you have $100 bills in front of you on a table, for some reason in our mind, we go, man, I don't want to spend that money. But when we have chips in front of us, a lot of us don't value those chips the same as we valued that cash, right? Same thing with follow up and lead generation. Those people, until they speak with us, they don't value us as anything more than text on a screen. Once we've spoken to them and helped them out, well, now we're that agent that spoke with them and actually answered questions and helped them, and they have built some sort of rapport with. They're going to typically respond to you the next time you talk to them. 2 days later, hey, McKenna, this is William. Great talking to you today. It was so awesome, getting to know you. Um, have you looked at any houses yet? Is there anything I can help you with? Have you talked to a loan officer yet? Guarantee you they answer those questions a lot easier than if you were to just text them all this information and they've never spoken to you before. Guarantee you, because I know 100%. You guys, a lot of you guys have probably seen the posts I post up every week, week and a half, 2 weeks. I post my ad spend so that you can see this is how much money that we spend at the social agent trying to make sure that these ads are the best ads that you can fucking get on the market and that are going to close at a high rate. Because I know that if I put out a great product to you and you close deals, you're going to send more people to me. We're all going to make more money. We're all going to be better off than we were before 3 to 6 months, a year, and beyond, from that point. Okay, so that's why I do this. This year so far, I've spent $663,000 testing ads. And of course, when I say this on the webinars, people go, "Oh, bullshit," but all you got to do is look through the groups, right? I bet you I'll scroll through here. I can probably find the last time there they are right there. Okay. I run from multiple ad accounts. I don't know why this is pulling up so small, but you guys can't. I don't know if you can see that 46,089. Here's another account. Obviously, I named it different because Facebook doesn't like you have a multiple. 182,871 on that, testing different types of ads. Another 387K on this one, testing seller and buyer ads. And let me see, there's another one. I have a fourth one. There it is right there. Another 20K right here on the Will Hegman one, testing some open house ads there. Okay. Like, add that up. 387, 187, 400, 540, about a little over 600K. Okay. I don't play around with this shit, but I know that the results are going to come back because that the ROI on that spend is going to come back. My competitors and my people think I'm wasting money, that I could save that 600K and put it in, quarter of it into marketing and still sell it to you. But what does that do for either one of us? It doesn't do anything for you as far as closing deals goes or getting better leads. It just helps me get more people in the door. And that's not what I'm about. I want to make sure that you guys win, because the more you win, the more I'm going to win. The better my reputation is going to be, the more people that come. And you know what happens? I end up booked out to fucking February like I am right now because I have a great reputation. You guys are killing it. I'm killing it. And I have a sustainable business. It's amazing to me how, these guys out here that are fly by night, if they put just half the amount of energy that they put into scamming people into actually building a solid business, they'd actually do pretty damn well and they'd have something sustainable. But they don't do it. But that goes for every, I guess, industry out there, right? You're gonna have your crooks and you're gonna have your good people. It is what it is. But again, so you don't send leads any information until you talk to them, because that's your leverage to get in the door with them. We talked about that. Build rapport, open up the call properly, building ads with the right verbiage and the right graphics and the right targeting. All of those things play an integral role, and not just generating the leads, but closing them. And that's why it's important that if you don't know what you're doing, go find someone who does. Even if it's not me that you end up working with, find someone with a great reputation, find someone with great reviews that are verifiable, not just website reviews that go, "Hey, I'm Tom from New York, and I said Jimmy's awesome." Those are not real reviews. Those are just fake photos on a website. That's why I leave the group open forum for you all to talk and chat in there and verify, these agents are legit, verify who they are, reach out and talk to them. And, when people come to me and go, "Hey, do you have some agents I can talk to about your service?" I don't like giving you agent names, like specific people to talk to, because when I do that, now it's biased. I've told you who to talk to. Why? I'm not going to give you anybody bad to talk to that's going to say bad things about me. Of course, I'm only going to give you good people, right? And the people that I give you, how do you know they're not my friends and family? So what I want you to do is I want you to scroll through the group, look at the thousands of reviews, and pick a few people out of that. It's unbiased, and you get good feedback wherever you get feedback from, right? All right, so let's move on to the next thing. And I think this one's going to be something that you guys really enjoy. What is the AI plugin? The AI plugin is a software that I designed, built off the backbone of OpenAI and some other platforms that I've put together. It attaches itself to each one of my clients' ad accounts. Well, I do. It doesn't attach itself. I attach it. Um, People are confusing this with AI follow up. AI is used for a lot of things. AI is used to help answer complex questions. It can be used to code websites. It can be used to follow up if you build a software for that on leads. It can be used to monitor ad accounts, which is what I'm using it for. My goal with it is when I launch a dynamic ad set for you guys. I know that one ad set is going to display 5 different variations. Let me see if I have any built on my ad account. I build all my client ads on Christiana's ad account, so I don't have access to everybody here. Um, Let me see what I do have access to here though. Guys, throw some questions in here for me. I know you guys have something while I'm doing this, so that I can at least chat with you while I'm looking this stuff up. But I don't normally show these on here, but I will. I'm not going to show you one of my really cool ads. I don't want people trying to copy it like they did before. Um, and people ask me, why don't you show example ads in the group? Because I've dealt with so many people trying to copy my company, trying to copy my designs. That's why I leave the group open forum for you guys to get, the feedback that you get without showing the most important piece of my ads, which is the design. Let's see. So while I'm pulling this up, Ari Lopez is asking, how do you adjust campaigns if they aren't meeting performance? The AI. So that's a great question, and that leads me right into the AI piece. The AI does that for me. If you have the AI plugin, if you go with option 4, which is what we have 4 options. Option 4 is the one that has it. The goal of the AI is to monitor every time your ads turn on. It knows you turned it on. It's going to monitor the ads. It's going to see which of the variations are performing or not performing properly or underperforming, and it's going to automatically rip and replace that with a better variation based on other variations that are doing well in the market. Um, and that right there works to lower your lead cost and increase lead quality. That's the goal. The goal is for the AI to put the ads and serve them up more frequently to users that are looking like they're a serious buyer or seller versus ones that have been searching for months and have just been tire kicking. The AI is programmed to know that those people are typically going to be tire kickers or window shoppers. So it's going to serve them up to the people that are likely to buy or sell first. Of course, nothing's perfect, but we have seen an increase into the double digits of close rate across the board into the teams that are testing it, and now into the teams that are using it mainstream. Ari, I hope that answered your question. Miranda Baldridge, the training email we get, I'll send that to you on the one-on-one call. Correct. The training email she's referring to is information that my trainees get, the people that sign up for my service. Diana Donahue, slightly off topic, with the referral list from your testing, how do we know we're on it, and what's the best way? You can email support about that. I believe you are on it, and we send those out when leads come in for your area. Kim Simpson, my issue is time, the follow-up system. Any suggestions? There are some great follow-up services out there. You can use VAs. I don't typically love having VAs call my leads. I hired personally for my team, I hired someone local and I pay them a percentage of the commissions for each deal that they're a part of. Or you can pay them a base salary plus commission, either or would be sufficient. But here's the dynamic ads, right? I put 5 different ad types, and this one I put 10 because I wanted to go kind of crazy. 5 different sets of variation, or 5 variations of different types of text that it'll work, different types of headlines, different types of description lines. All of these work in conjunction with the AI to serve up the best possible variation to the best possible lead, which again has led us from a 3 to 5% historic close rate from the social agent, which is still great. It's well above the national average. Across the board to 9 and 19% respectively, depending on which option you go with and which ads you're running. Let's see, Ari Lopez, what is your process for scaling a campaign when it's performing well? I guess you'd have to define what you mean by scaling a campaign. I'm assuming you mean with spending more money. That's really the only way to scale a campaign. And it all boils down for me to how many leads I can handle. I'm not going to spend $100 a day on leads and bring in 10 to 12 leads a day for myself if I'm not able to properly follow up on them, because at that point I'm working money. So I'll test out different costs per day, or ads amount of ad spend per day to see what my average uh lead count is, and then then I start to figure out, okay, I can effectively work 3 to 5 leads myself a day without having things fall through the cracks and wasting money. That's where I'll sit it at until I get to a point where I've either hired a follow-up service or hired an inside sales agent to work them. And at that point, I'll spend as much as my marketing budget will allow, because the more leads you get, the more chance you have to close. All right. That's how you scale a campaign, in my opinion. I'm assuming that's what you meant. So I hope I answered that correctly for you. Let's see. One more question here. Can you explain what you mean by follow up? Follow up is a call, a text, an email, any sort of type of contact or reach out to a client. All right. Just double checking to make sure I covered everything here. So, does anybody, the AI plugin was the last piece of this? We're right at about 40 minutes, whereas right where I want to be. Does anybody have any questions about the AI plugin or anything in particular before we end this call? I think I covered just about everything I could for you guys on this. I'll wait for a few more questions and then we'll call it a day. You guys get back to your vacations if you're on them, or to your kids and hang out if you have them. And then we'll be back at it full force on Monday here at the Social Agent. Lynn Thomas, do we need a CRM? I mean, do you need one? No. I mean, you can generate leads and download them and work them from a spreadsheet. I don't recommend doing that. I mean, as you generate more leads, it's going to be a very tedious process to do that. You don't have to go with mine if you don't want to. It's just an option. You can use many different types of CRMs as long as they're functional and integratable with Facebook. Then we're good to go. Diana Donahue, suggestions besides social CRM for email campaigns. I mean, for cheap or free. I don't know of any that are free. Yeah, and the cheap ones that I know of are like Realty Juggler. They don't work with Facebook or well with lead ads at all. So I wouldn't be able to suggest that to you. If anybody else has any suggestions for it, feel free to comment in the chat. But I don't have anything. I mean, Follow Up Boss is a good one, but it's more expensive than mine and it doesn't offer text. It is also worth noting that it's owned by Zillow now, so I don't know if that matters to other people. That's a thing. Let's see. Miranda Balders, do you help set up the CRM link? Depends on the CRM, but yeah, if you're working with a CRM that we don't do drips in, like Real Geeks, we don't do drips in there. We do provide the drips for you to have their support implement. We do, however, make connection to that to make sure that the leads are flowing in. Lion Desk, we work with the drips. Follow Up Boss, we work with the drips. My own, of course. KV Core, yes. RealVolve, we do not work with the drips on that, but you can send leads into that. Lofty, we do work with the drips. Um, that used to be Chime, but yeah, they changed a few things, but we still work with them. And let's see, Josie Carrillo, does your CRM have any advantages over others? I mean, I didn't build it with AI functionality or anything crazy. I would think the biggest advantage we have is not having to be at the mercy of someone else's support team. If we have an issue with mine, we can fix it. If or the text and email go down, we can fix it. We have everything that any other CRM has. We don't do IDX. I don't see the need for it because again, we don't send our leads to an IDX website right off the bat. I don't want them to be connected there, so we purposely don't have it there. All right, I'm going to wait another 30 seconds or so for any other questions to pop in. Otherwise, I am all done for the day. I've given you guys my biggest help I can on follow up. I mean, at the end of the day, you need to call. 3 to 4 calls isn't going to do it. A couple of texts isn't going to do it. The national average, I think now, is 15 to 17 calls, text, or emails before a lead will respond. Some will respond immediately. Some will take 30 or 40 calls. Some will take 10. But you have to be aggressive. If you're not ready to do that, if you're not ready to follow up, if you can't commit to that, then you should not be generating leads and you should save your money. All right, a couple more questions and I'm going to call it a day. Gary Schwartz, how do you set up the targeting differently based upon location? What's your different approach? There is no different approach. It's not based on location. It's based on online user behavior. So we'll go after leads and users based on what they've been searching for recently, not based on what area they're in. Let's see. Kim, yeah, I mean, I could go through my sheets and see what average cost per leads are, but I don't have that handy. And if you want to message me, I can give you that info, but I don't have it like pulled up right this second. Let's see. Yeah, Mark. Yes, indeed, Mark. It is all about the follow up. Marlon, I'm not following what you're saying there on the follow up thing. Um, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we've gotten as far as we're going to go on this. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to shoot me a message on Facebook. There will be a little bit of a lead time for me to respond. I am still technically on vacation until Monday, but I will answer questions as soon as possible. If you want information on the training, feel free to shoot me a message. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to shoot me a message. I will post this replay later on today. I hope you all have a great New Year's week and rest of the vacation if you're on it. And we'll see you in a few weeks on the next webinar.